All right, hello and welcome back to the podcast. All right, so if you are watching on the YouTube podcast, you're going to see this is my notebook. It's got Elmo up here in the corner and all my podcast topics that I cannot wait to dive into. We're going to have at least 10 episodes coming out that are going to be super spicy AF in the next few weeks, but I want to break each one down individually. If you are not watching on YouTube, that's okay. You can go watch on YouTube on a different day. But if you're listening on Apple or Spotify, you're going to get just as good of the tea. You're going to get all the tea. And we're going to go into it in this episode. Also, if you hear the little sound, it's the cat. It's my cat. She wants to be a part of things. So the first topic that I actually want to dive into is the strategy day that I had from this past Saturday. So I'm part of this accountability group with these 3 other amazing women, and we are part of a Marco Polo accountability group, and we had this strategy day on Saturday, and I want to talk about my strategy day experience because it is epic, it is amazing, and there's so many takeaways that you can get from this one strategy day, and I want to lay it out for you. So first things first, when you take the time to actually create a strategy for your business and to lay everything out, you then have a plan going forward of like, okay, I know what I have to hit, I know what I have to do, I know what I'm going to be held accountable to and accountable for. And that is literally so important because if I didn't take the time on Saturday to lay down like, okay, I want to sell this many master financial files or this many financial fitness programs or this many blah, 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 then I wouldn't have had a marker for me to go into for the month of March. And I know already, I've already sold one of the 5 that I'm holding myself to, 5 financial fitness courses. So it really does help having like a guideline because I know this month I have to hit 5 sales of financial fitness and I've already sold 1, so that brings me down to 4, and that makes it so much easier and like so much closer, and like it makes you want, it creates this momentum, right? So that's the biggest thing from this first point, like having that plan, having that layout, having that structure. When you have it, it's all about getting the first one. Once you get the first one, then it creates the momentum, and that's what gets you going from the rest of them. I've said this in other episodes before. I don't know if I don't remember the last episode I said it, but I'm going to say it again. Money loves momentum. So when you can get yourself up and going and you get yourself with momentum, that is going to just boost you so much more. So that's the first takeaway that I had. The second takeaway that I want to share is that sometimes what you see in your head is what you need to actually do for yourself. So oftentimes I see what I need to do in my head. And so this past Saturday, we didn't necessarily work on this on Saturday. It kind of took us until like Monday or Tuesday to get to this. And it's partially because, I just answered a fucking phone call on my phone and now it's fucking up my YouTube video. All right, whatever. I'm not even going to put it on YouTube anymore. There's too many things going on my phone. There's voice memos coming through. The cat's bumping the phone and it's going everywhere. It doesn't really fucking matter. I'm just going to keep going here on the actual recording. And so where was I? I was talking about when you have a vision of what it is that you need to accomplish, then you know going in, like, okay, I need to do this. And it's so much easier to, like, see it sometimes. But if you need to, like, actually go do those things, then it's, like, hard because you're like, okay, well, maybe that doesn't necessarily align with, like, what I'm seeing visually. And yes, I am somewhat of a visual person. I'm actually more of an auditory person than I am a visual person. No surprise, I'm a podcast person. But you understand my point where if you see something, if something is coming to you, sometimes you just need to do it in that way. And the one thing that kind of kept coming to me was calendars and spreadsheets. And so in terms of my content, I wanted to create this calendar and this spreadsheet of what my content has to include for the next at least 30 days to finish out Q1. And then I wanted to create another one for Q2. Because this is my year. This is the year to go big or go home. And I'm not fucking playing around in 2024. Like, this is going to be the fucking year that I get this business to multiple 6 figures. And it's going to be fucking lit, okay? But I have to follow my intuition. And it took me so long to learn that. And don't get me wrong, I've worked with people in the past, and one of my very good friends, Lindsay, I'm gonna name bomb her like nothing in this episode. Like, I worked with her for a couple of months, and if I learned anything, is that I need to really truly tune into that intuition. And yes, there are absolutely points where I'm like, yeah, I need to be doing like debt payoff. I need to get myself into a better spot financially. But now I'm like, okay, I need to get my content set up, and I need to get my marketing and messaging dialed in, because that is what is going to bring me the sales that I need for my business. And not even need, that I desire, that I know I can help these people with. That I am like, I know I can help these people. Like, it's so much more than I need. It's like, I feel called to do it. So, like, sometimes you need to just go with that visual. And so, even though we didn't get to it on Saturday, it gave me the momentum to be like, okay, I know that I need to set aside the time to be able to do this, and I'm going to do it on Monday or Tuesday. And so I did. And I created an offshoot matrix based on something that I had gotten from a marketing strategist. And I created, more or less, it was another tab in her spreadsheet, and I was like, I need to just put it on a calendar. And so what I did was I put the content on a calendar. So instead of just having just the content ideas, now it was, okay, I have the content ideas around what I'm looking to do to bring awareness to myself, to get people to know me better, to get people to know what I stand for, what my insights are, my story, right? And I'm putting that strategically in a calendar so that I know, okay, if I need to have also connection content in here too, I need to plan at least 3 or 4 days of connection content. I'm going to put it on Monday, I'm going to put it on Wednesday next week, and I'm going to put it on Friday the week after. So I just need to have that visual there for me so I could go back to it and be like, okay, I know today I have to share a story. Do I know which story it's going to be? I don't fucking know. But I do know that I need to work in this direction. So that's another really big key point. If you see something, or you hear something, or you feel something that you know you need to do, roll with it, run with it, because that is something that is coming from your intuition, and that's your powerful self, right? Your highest self. And that is the version of you telling you, take the time to be able to do this, because it's going to get you farther faster. So that's the second thing. So the third thing that I want to hammer home on in this particular episode is the accountability group itself. And I have heard Lori Harder talk about this forever. She's talked about her book, A Tribe Called Bliss, and she's talked about this in other events that she's been to. I went to an event in December that she spoke at, and she is so beyond right that when you have women that you surround yourself with who can bring you up to that higher level, who hold you accountable to what you say you're going to do, you skyrocket in terms of your potential. It is incredible. It's amazing. I've never been in such a group before until this year. And I will tell you, the energy between the four of us is insane. And I love it. And it's what's going to help me get to 6 figures this year for myself, but also for the other women in that group. That's going to be that accountability, that level of support that we're giving each other. That is going to be what helps us get where we're looking to go. Ultimately, at the end of the day, I feel it. I know it. It is a real thing. So I want to share those 3 takeaways with you, because that strategy day was actually very insanely epic and very, very good. I need to just get this all out there, because if I don't share this with you, then where is it going? What person am I actually able to bring this to, right? So, I mean, besides Tommy or Penelope or whoever else is in my world currently. So I want to be able to share these takeaways with you. And don't get me wrong, there are a ton of other things that happen, but I don't feel at liberty to discuss what happens for the other people in there. I just want to speak on behalf of myself, because those were the particular takeaways that I had. So that is so powerful. That strategy day was so powerful. I'm really glad that we had it. And I would encourage you, if you haven't already, to go through a strategy day yourself. And if you are in need of a direction, hey Fallon, where can I go for this kind of strategy day? Shoot me a DM. I'm going to connect you with the woman who literally is the mastermind behind it all. And you're going to fall in love with strategy days for your business. I'm telling you right now. All right. So I want to thank you for tuning in. I want to thank you for chugging along with me through this debacle of me trying to record for YouTube and also like having the cat run around and also losing my train of thought because I don't remember if I sneezed or what the hell happened there. But thank you for tuning in. Thank you for dealing with me unedited and being just like completely unfiltered. And I will talk to you soon.